We are doing Tripura Rahasyam chapter 2 verse 16 onwards. I'll do 15. I'll just read it. Lord, tell me out of compassion what sage Samvarta said earlier. Without knowing that, there is no satisfaction anywhere. So whatever Samvarta had said, I have no idea what he spoke about, and I feel very dissatisfied with what is being told to me, and I don't understand it. So can you please explain? So verse 16 onwards. Whatever is done by me, without understanding his words, that wholly appears as a child's play. So Parshuram is saying, you see, I am walking down the street, I am listening to these words, and I am behaving exactly the way I am supposed to behave. That means I am confused person. Like I was confused when I was killing all those fellows. You got what I am saying? It just came into my head that I have to kill these Kshatriyas, all these kings over there. So many times I went out and I clashed with them and killed them. No, I did not even spare women and children. So everything was happening just like that. It just happened. And I did not know, I don't understand why this is so. Again, here is the same thing. Whatever is done till just now. Even after meeting the sage, I don't understand. I'm still having that gnawing feeling in my mind saying that I should know. But I don't know. So formerly the celestial gods, having Indra as their chief, were indeed worshipped by me repeatedly through sacrifice with gift of exalted quality and abundant food offerings. I have heard from the mouth of Samvarta that they were only of trifling results. I consider that which is insignificant as only painful in every way. This is a very important line. Parshuram, who is the god of gods, as a human being, when he was on earth, he was praying to Indradev and all other gods and goddesses. And what was he doing? He prayed to these gods and goddesses with a lot of sacrifices. You understand sacrifice? So you do so many sacrifices on the way. So many vratas. So many things that you offer to them. Oh, I am giving you this and I am giving you that. Because it is written in the Ved Shastra that yes, you have to do this for this God and that for that God. This God loves this, so give him this. That God loves that, so give him that. And this is what I have been doing all my life. Including my father, my mother, all my brothers and everybody, all these sages also, and everybody was doing that. And I thought that I am doing the right stuff. Going to temples, doing all those prayers to all the gods, and giving them offerings, doing different kinds of vratas, sacrifices, penances. In India we have these people, oh, for these days I will not eat this and that days I will not eat that. Monday is this one's day, Tuesday is this one's day, Wednesday is this one's day, that one. And every person's day is there. Oh, Balaji's day is Saturday. I am not going to eat non-veg. I am not going to eat this. I am not going to eat that. I am very sattvic on that day. The rest of the days I will eat non-veg. I will eat this. I will eat that, everything. And Sunday comes, Sunday, I will even sit with a bottle of liquor. But Saturday, Balaji day, I can't do that. Hypocrisy to the highest. This is what Parshuram said, I did this. Imagine that. I'm not saying he drunk. What I'm saying is, he did all these sacrifices. Human beings everywhere across the world do these things. They go, I have to go on this day, I have to wear orange color clothes, I have to wear black color clothes, I will wear blue, I will not wear chappals, I will be going baldy, shaving my head, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, I have to go at this time to the temple to make those prayers. What? And I heard from Samvarta, all that is utter nonsense. I have heard from the mouth of Samvarta that they are only of trifling results. They are petty results. I want my son to pass in the examination. Go and give Sai Baba something, go and give Ganesha something, go and give Balaji something, and my son passed, you know. This is called trifling results. It's very strange. Parshuram is feeling this heat. He is talking. It is Mahavishnu himself. Can you imagine? Mahavishnu did all these stupidities. And on top of it all, whatever that he got out of that was just petty, trifling results, useless results. I consider that which is insignificant as only painful in every way. So whatever the results that I got, they were so painful, you know. You know, when you go to all these places, you find that there are lots of people who go with a laundry list of things. I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to have peace in my household. When you are having a tiger or when you have two cats at home, you want peace at home. I don't understand that. Both are going to be at each other's throat. You understand what I'm saying? And one is a mouse and one is a cat. Think about it. The mouse is always going to run after that, trying to avoid the cat. And no, this is not Tom and Jerry, no. In real life, it is like that. Mostly the woman of the house is like a mouse, meow, like that. And that fellow is a cat, like that. What kind of a people are there? And you will go to the temple and you will say, no, God, give me a loving husband. I want to be married to this idiot for the next 7 lifetimes. Really? And then you get that trifling result. So what about the balance 7.5 billion people? You don't want any of those? You want this idiot as a husband. Surprising, isn't it? You couldn't find another George Clooney for yourself? Huh? How stupid is that? Well, I'm not saying George Clooney is great, but just imagine that. So here, you go after trifling stuff, petty stuff. I want to get married. And God says, okay, get married. This idiot is there. He is in queue. Okay, what's your token number? Okay, number 6. Go get married to her. It is like that. Marriage is like this. Whichever God you are going to pray to, that fellow is just saying, this ka number aa gaya. This fellow's number has come, go. And you are going to get entangled in that. You don't know the character of that idiot. You see, this is the problem. And when that problem comes up, you are going to get into trouble. Most of the cases, at least as far as I think I know, in many cases across the world, there are companies which lease out cars. They lease out cars. They say you pay this much amount of lease. And when your lease is over, you can say whether you want to buy that car out or you want to give it back. If the car is good, you will buy it. If the car is bad, what will you do? You will go for another car, isn't it? Human beings don't look at relationships like this. But in the automobile industry, this is a great thing to do. Or just imagine, this is a computer with a life of only 2 to 3 years, finished. Why you want to continue with the computer for 10 years? If you have paid for a Mac or something like that, maybe you will drag it for 5 years. But not 10 years and 20 years. Please don't do that. So this is the problem in today's day and age. Understand the nature of the person, the human beings, everything is so temporary. And he says these things are so insignificant and painful in every way. You ask for children, their biggest pain ever. And you are going and asking God, God, please give me at least 2, 3, 4 children, maybe 5 children. What are you asking, you stupid? You want a cow or a dog or something like that? Huh? Wanting 5, 6 children and all that? Don't go. Don't even ask for one. Never. You don't know what you are asking for. One devil is more than enough if you have. Don't go after 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that. It's very painful. Your parents were some 5 or 6 or 7 numbers at home. I'm sure, That time every person was a cow and a bull. And they had so many children. Today this is not the case. So don't do that. So don't go ask God, God, give me this. So there is this guy who died, I don't remember his name. One of you can supply me his name from this book, from this serial called Friends. He did an overdose of ketamine and he died just last month. Now this fellow, I think Matthew Perry or somebody, I don't remember the name. So this guy died. His best friend is George Clooney, that's why I took his name. Okay? I remember that. So George Clooney, who was his childhood friend from the age of 13, said that anyone would have been very happy to get the role, in Friends. For so many years the serial went on. But my friend was the unhappiest of the lot. The 3 words that he used, there was no joy, there was no happiness, and there was no peace in what he did. And that is why he died of ketamine overdose. Because there was no joy, happiness or peace in his life. God says the same thing. You know what? You run after money. These 3 things are going to go from your life. Joy, happiness and peace. All this will go away from your life. There will be none of this. You can never get them. The moment money starts coming in, you are finished. Little money also coming in, you don't know what you are getting into. Little gifts from these petty gods that are there, you get them. Finished. You are asked for the worst thing on earth. So, let us continue with what he says. I hope you understood this line. Parshuram went to so many gods. He prayed to them daily. And he gave them offerings. And he got some little gifts from them. Some sanctions, But those never gave him any peace. Those never gave him any joy or happiness. They were so insignificant and the results were so trifling that they were so worthless. So the next verse, verse 19, chapter 2, Tripura Rahasyam, absence of happiness cannot be sorrow. A little of happiness is considered as sorrow, since on the passing away of happiness, there would indeed be greater sorrow. You get little happiness. When you get little happiness? When your son comes home with a result saying that, he has passed his examination and he is doing well. Now there may be some people whose children are in, 10th standard, 12th standard or something like that. The moment the son comes and says in 10th standard, I got 95% marks. Wow, let us cut a cake, let's go out, watch this movie, do this, eat burgers, whatever, all nonsense you will do. At the back of your mind you are thinking, he has to go to college. I need a lot of money. I don't know how I'm going to get that money. I had already thought, that I will use my bonus from this year for paying his fees. But because my parents got ill, so I had to send that money over there. Now I don't know where to pay this money from. You know how temporary that happiness was? Momentary, this much only. You get money, you're going to be upset. Believe my words. The moment you get the little happiness that you think of, Oh, there is an ice cream in the fridge. Let's go and eat it. Yeah, you eat the ice cream. Next morning you come up with a cold and a cough. Easy to blame. But that happiness was required at that moment in time. Same thing. I was listening to someone. This person was 18 years old girl. Okay. And just for a fling, in her college, she went and did whatever was required. And she was pregnant. The guy whom she went out with doesn't even know. Now, she belongs to a faith where you cannot abort. So she is going to take the child ahead. And she will be a single mother. Well, for that 1 minute pleasure, you are going and destroying your entire life? Can you get this point? 1 moment of pleasure, that little happiness, that little happiness that is there. I still remember that scene from that restaurant. Okay? And she says, I can sit here and make those sounds. Should go and watch. I think it is from When Harry Met Sally or something like that. One of those movies. I still remember. That is such a wonderful scene. It is all fake. So the lady sitting on the opposite side says, to the waitress, can I have what she is having? You understand, this scene was very interesting. Why? That momentary pleasure is all that a person is seeking. And what other pleasure people think of? That little happiness. Just a few months ago I was listening to someone. And this person was talking. I am getting older. I need a man in my life. I need a man in my life because if I don't have a man in my life, who is going to take care of me? Really? If that guy is a bloody drunkard sitting in front of television and doing nothing over there, it is not that he is taking care of you, you are taking care of him. So you called on what? What did you call on? To become a servant? Nobody is going to. And one day he is going to have a heart attack and die. And then you are going to be alone. Like a booth. Booth you understand, no? I should have not done this. What are you doing with your life? You don't need anybody in your life. That's the worst thing you can ever ask for. That is a momentary pleasure. That is a momentary happiness. Think about it. Why does a person need some support? I don't understand. Keep yourself healthy, fit and fine. You may just fall down and die. That's it. Nobody cares. The municipal corporation can take away your body for all you care. You got what I'm saying? Nobody has to pay for your funeral services then. Or the best thing for you to do is donate your body to a local medical college. No funeral expenses. Those fellows will at least cut you up and see what is wrong with you. Because they need the bodies, for their practice. Good enough, your body is good specimen. You don't have to pay for some funeral service, pay for a grave, pay for this, pay for that. Nobody. And they will come and pick up the body. The college will come and pick the body up and put it in one cold chamber somewhere. Till the day you get to be opened once again. And those children, how many children are going to be happy? 250, 300, 500 children are going to be happy. And they will be happy because you know why? Because tomorrow they are going to become great doctors. At least when you died, at least you gave your body away for good. Many years ago, I told everybody in my world, I said, I want to donate this body to some charity. Let them cut it up and see for themselves. That is, we are running after happiness. Somebody dying is also not happiness or sadness. You know what? It's a pain. Somebody is dead. The funeral expenses are so many thousands of. I still remember meeting one person. That lady used to earn $200 or $150 a day. That's it. And not throughout the month, maybe 15 days in a month is all she used to earn. So the total average money that she earned was 300 to 500 extra, little here and there. Her father died in the village. $30,000 she had to pay. Where is she going to get that money from? So she borrowed and then she's paying the loan. And we were passing from her village. She was my guide. So we were passing from the village. I told her, why not go and visit your village? She says, Guruji, I don't want to go to the village. Why? Because the moment I go there, people will say, oh, your father's ceremony is coming now, you have to pay so much money. So every year they exhume the body out. Put him on a chair, dress him nicely, that same stupid body. And every year she has to pay $5,000, $10,000. For what? This kind of stupidity. There is no happiness even in death. Even for the living there is no happiness. That is what he says. Absence of happiness cannot be sorrow. If you are not happy, it doesn't mean you are sorrowful. Many a times we think, I don't have this little happiness also. Look at her. She has a BMW. Look at her. She is a CEO of a company. Look at him. He is like this. He is getting so much money. Look at them. If we keep on comparing ourselves and thinking they are doing very well in their life. Look at me. I don't even have that little happiness. Well, this line is important. Absence of happiness cannot be sorrow. Doesn't mean that. On the contrary, it is good not to have happiness and not to have sorrow also. A little happiness is considered as sorrow. Little happiness, any little happiness that comes to you, I am thinking about a person who may get promotion for that particular month, that he gets a promotion letter saying that you are promoted. He feels very happy. He's getting a little extra money. And on top of it, he's got a promotion. The next day onwards, the problem starts. The promotion has caused major heartaches in everybody's mind. The same people you went out as friends now look at you as if you are some pariah, outsider. Your downlines, you got promoted to a little bit, your downlines think you are an ogre. That little money, you may get about 500 rupees or 1000 rupees or $5,000 or something extra during the year. And people are jealous of that money also. So that little happiness that you thought you had is not happiness from any point of view. So never bother about what other people think. So, since on the passing away of that happiness, there would indeed be greater sorrow. So when this happiness goes away, the little happiness is there for a momentary period of time, then you are going to be very sorrowful very soon. Not so much only. There is indeed fear which is greater than this. That which is not of service to death greatly cannot exist at any time and does not contribute to death also. What happens after that is very unique. Let us take the case of a person who got promoted. Now this person was a worker and now has become a manager. He's got promoted as a manager, getting a little money extra. Now there is nothing called the Workers' Compensation Act. You know that? You are no longer a part of the Workers' Compensation Act. You are no longer part of what do you call that, a party or something like that. Huh? They can pick you up like this and throw you next day out of the company. The moment you sign on the dotted line, the next instant they can give you a relieving letter. There is no law on this earth which cannot do that. Their life is very unsteady. When somebody asks for marriage, they get married. It is petty happiness, little happiness. The next day you come to know, or when you get married, that same night you come to know the idiosyncrasies of that idiot. Okay, what are the idiosyncrasies? All the dirty habits of his which his mother was already taking care of, now you have to take care of. It is such a horrible thing. I remember one person, and this is a true story. I can't name who this person is and how this happened. But this girl got married to this person. Till that day, by the way, she was going to his house and they were going out and everything. Everything was going on for 2 whole years. After that, she got married. After marriage, she went to that house. Now, this guy had a dirty habit of using white handkerchiefs and blowing his nose at least 20 times in a day. And he will keep that handkerchief there itself. His mother used to take it out earlier, now his wife has to do. Imagine all that gunk from his nose she has to clean. Then there was an armchair, you know, that long resting type of armchairs that you have. He would sit on the armchair like this, and his mother will make food and she will come. Now this was a 28-year-old man. She will come and feed him with spoons. And I am not telling you lies, this is the truth. Now the mother-in-law said to the daughter-in-law, the new daughter-in-law, from today onwards you have to do this to this idiot. He never eats with his hand. 28-year-old idiot doesn't eat with his hand. He throws his underwear wherever he feels like. Doesn't take bath for 7 days. When I heard this, I got a biggest shock of my life. I said, and I asked that girl, where have you got married? What kind of an idiot? But for 2 years you didn't know that this was going to be the case? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Before anybody gets married, don't just get into it. Do a full DNA analysis of this person. Take him to a psychiatrist or her to a psychiatrist, because she may be the biggest nut on earth. Get clearances from all the doctors. No DNA problems over here. No psychiatric problems over here. Doesn't involve in drugs and doesn't drink and doesn't do this. Then you get this clearance, and maybe we should have agencies in this world who will give you this authentication. And there should be an insurance agency also after it. You know the reason why? Because if this authentication agency fakes it, then what? You should get at least $1 billion. I mean, what kind of life are you leading? You yourself see for your own self, you know. You got idiots in your life. So marriage is like a game of chance. A roulette. Have you ever heard of this game called the Russian roulette? You know the Russian roulette? They take a gun, pistol or whatever you call it. In that there is only one bullet. And they will turn that thing like that. And then the first person takes it and puts it to his head and takak. If there is bullet inside, that fellow will be dead. Life is like a Russian roulette. You want children? You are not even aware whether they are going to be autistic, whether they are going to be lame, they are going to be this, they are going to be that, or tomorrow they will say, I am neither he nor she nor it nor they. What happens to you then? I am them. There is nothing called them, by the way, but no, I am them. Then what happens to the parents? They have no choice but to accept that, isn't it? Suppose tomorrow your child comes to you and says, I am neither he nor she. I am them. I am they. What happens to you? Can you say, I don't want them? Can you say these words? I don't want them. I want either a he or a she. You will not say that. You know the reason why? You have no choice. Once you got married, you have no choice. Once you have children, you have no choice. Once you get into old age, no choice. Everything is no choice then, because you have got into it. Why? For little happiness, which never comes. And then what happens? The next thing that comes is fear. What's going to happen? A woman who is going through a terrible time, the thing that comes to her mind is, if I get a divorce, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen to this whole world? I will be jobless. I don't have money. I don't have a house. I don't have this. I don't have that. What am I to do? Fear. Not so much only. There is indeed fear which is greater than this. So just not that unhappiness part of it. Fear comes in that person. What am I going to do? I'm going to be alone. Everywhere. People, what are they going to do to me? This is what comes to a person. That which is not of service to death, even death cannot take it away. We'll go to the next verse, 21. Whatever is done by me in this upasana or worship of Tripura is exactly so. All that appears to me like a child's play, since it is mental. Now, if you remember the first chapter, he goes back and does this prayer to Tripura. He does all the things that is mentioned over there, Go sit in one place, meditate, do this, do that. Everything has been told to him. He goes and does everything that is mentioned. And yet nothing happens. So he's back with Dattatreya again. Somebody was asking a question today in the morning. The Guru doesn't explain everything correctly. He says some things we don't understand. And then we go and do something. And then we get into our bigger messes in life. Why? You are not listening. And there is no single pointedness in your approach. There has to be losing yourself in the self. The self, the greater self. It is not about Tripura. Tripura is the self. Tripura is the divine consciousness. And you think Tripura is some goddess outside? So you went and earlier prayed to Ganesha and prayed to Balaji and Minakshi and Kamakshi and all those gods and Sundareshwar and God knows so many gods you went and prayed to. I did that Kavadi also. I went to this place also. I trekked all the way to, Jai Mata Di. I went and I blew my trumpet over there. And I sang songs. I went around some trees also, taking one thread and tying it on a tree. I And then I ate all those quinoas and stuff like that nonsense. I hate that quinoa, but I ate it, Because why? So that my husband is very good. What husband is going to be good? After eating quinoa, your stomach is going to be bad, not your husband. Congratulations, like an idiot, you have gone and done everything that is not even necessary. Well, it doesn't mean going to any temple. Doesn't mean anything like that. Doesn't mean that you have to go and sit in meditation and think, oh God, 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 God. There is no God, 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 God over there. Huh? What is some stone or something like that? No. You have to go inside of you. Parshuram never understood this. So what he did, for 10,000 years he went on top of his mountain, and he sat over there and meditated and was praying to Tripura. He did all kinds of offerings and all, which he was used to earlier. Remember? He went to all the temples earlier. He went to Indradev. He went to all the... So for Tripura also he did the same thing. Well, it is nothing to do with that. Praying to some person or praying to Tripura like this doesn't give you Tripura from any angle. Because you still think that Tripura is outside somewhere there. There. I have to go there. No, there is nothing over there. Tripura is inside of you. Search for her inside of you. It is called search and find. You have to find her inside of you. But never. You still want to know what is there outside. Very funnily, somebody called up and said, did you all go out anywhere in the last many months to some temple? I said, no. I also want to come with you to some temple. Well, if you all go to temple and if I am there with you all, I'll just take you till there. Like a tour guide, I will say, oh, this is the temple. You go inside and see, and I will get out of that place ASAP. Because the God inside and me, we talk on the sidelines. Come outside. Bahar aake baat karo. And he comes out and we discuss. This time elections are there, you have to, please, I need donation from you. So like that, we discuss like this. And person inside is praying to that statue over there. There is nothing in that statue. What are you praying to? This is what he says. The upasana that he did. Upasana means all these great prayers and stuff like that, which was supposedly prescribed. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. There are lengthy things, with 25 things different written. Like this you have to do, like that you have to do. So they do. So many a times people tell me, we should go for the Balaji temple visit. We should go and take that Brahma, some darshan, something like that. Morning time when he is not having any clothes on and something. And then you will get that some murtam and something like that. And that darshan you have to take. Really? I want to see him like a grand guy, man. I don't want to see him without clothes and all that. He has to look great. So at that time I say, yo dude, how are you? That's the thing. But people don't believe in this. They come to my Guruji, Dattatreya, and they will say, Guruji, I want to know this. Nothing to know. Pray to the self within. This scripture is about the self, Tripura. And no God outside of you. So I hope you have understood so far so good. Right? So going to temples, doing all kinds of nonsensical stuff is not going to give you any happiness. Nothing. Temporary. Little bit on the tip of your tongue. After that it goes inside. Ask any guy or a woman who takes, they, them eat also. If they take a little bit of that little bit, drug that they are taking, as long as it is on their tongue, it is very good. After that it goes inside, nobody knows what happens. All this, all utter nonsense. Same thing with liquor also. Put it on your tongue, it tastes very nice. After that, where it goes, God knows. Everything is like this, temporary happiness. So don't run after happiness like this. You want permanent happiness. So that is why we are doing this book, Tripura Rahasyam. So I will stop over here now.